Okay folks, coming up for the start of the third race today on the 25th, and we're calling this the last tango in Paris, was it? And there they go, they're engaged on the dance floor.
Yep, well the Oats led out, did the big come down, Scallywag has gone around, on to starboard, Oats about to come back up and put the little two leeward on them.
This is what we like to see, two 100-footers going at each other.
Yeah, fantastic.
In the pre-start.
Fantastic, and I think what the Oats is coming up to leeward of them will push them up.
So David is really on the defensive right here.
Well, if he pushes in front with 2 minutes and 4 to go to the start, Oats will have the behind position, which I'm no match racing expert, but I've watched a bit of it with my son and different stuff when he was doing it, and that seems to be the controlling position normally. With 1:50 to go, Scallywag with speed coming down, Oats very happy just to stay there, going slow, coming up. And once again, Scallywag's got to be careful of not getting
too
past
far
the
advanced.
lay.
Yeah.
Past the lay. Oh, it's very calm. Just under 1:30 to go. Then soon we're going to have the rest of the IRC Division A boats coming across there. Most of them are on port tack, getting ready for their setup. Scallywag definitely can lay this time, can lay the pin, so they're in a better shape than they were last time, that's for sure.
Oats is eased on the main and eased on the jib.
Correct, so Scallywag at this stage in more shape than they were the last time. Okay, now deploying. Oats has just deployed their light wind upwind sail, which is on a furler. Their normal jib off the forestay is coming down, so they're in the final. So Scallywag's at least not at risk of getting locked out like they did the last time. They can actually go bow down. There's only one boat behind. Looks like they all really want to own the boat end. All these IRC boats want to own the boat end. And I just heard on the race committee before there was a 10-degree shift, but they thought it'd settled down. But this time they'll be clean. 15 to go, so Scallywag will get a clean start, no doubt, and will actually be in a pretty good spot here. So they simplified the whole thing, but the IRC boats are squabbling over it hard. Alive really pushing hard for the boat, and once again, and start. Clear start.
Clear start, race is on, so Scallywag played it well.
Played it really well, Killer. They're just ahead. And now Oats is going to struggle to live there, so that's really good news. David kept a lot cleaner, didn't get too tricky in all of that, and he did a good job.
Well, he did that major bear down and got to leeward. That was reminiscent of the America's Cup catamarans on San Francisco when they were trying to get the hook.
Well, critically he did it, but he did it easily being able to lay, where the last time he did it, no, it's pushed it past the lay line and they had to do that horrible jibe. But anyway, right now, third race of the day up here at Hamo, and Scallywag in good shape. Oats having to bail out of it. And having to do a duck, a pretty aggressive tack there, having to really push hard to go clear alive as they go onto port tack. Killer, we've got Patrice here. Yeah, we've got to get out of it.
All right, well that'll do us. That was a nice, exciting little tango, and Scallywag got the upper hand. Well, there you go. Was that Yowza to Scallywag? Big cross, big lead out of that manoeuvre off the start line.
Yeah, that's a really big lead, considering it was clean. Scallywag in the end getting the better starting position than 7, push 7 out to the right, and Scallywag and Alive continue out to the left, and Scallywag big lead over the Oats at the moment, and Alive also crossing the Oats. Scallywag not leaving anything to chance this time.
Well,
they're tacking on the Oats.
Good to see. But the other thing is there's that little bit of pressure, extra pressure on the race course now, and Scallywag looks great when it's powered up.
Yeah, absolutely right, Kilo. That extra pressure is definitely helping them. So as we've seen though, still plenty to go, plenty of opportunities for ups and downs, but in good shape.
Looking at picture, we'll cut from this and head up to the top mark. Okay, so there's the Scallywag on its approach to this top turn mark, and we're just a bit worried about the lay, but they've got it nice and easy now, was it? They're looking a bit lower.
Yep, well, but no, that's a comfortable lay in the end. A few little bumps at the top mark there, and a great lead over the Oats. In fact, the Oats will go behind Alive. Let me just hit this.
You got the delta?
No, she's dead. So a good unfurl critically. So that's good. So nice and clean. So having a really clean first beat, clean start, and clean rounding at the top mark. So we're still waiting for Oats to get ready to come around, but that is a very, very handy lead in such a short race, only 1.8 mile beat, 2 laps.
It was a total reversal to the last race.
Total reversal. And it was amazing because Oats didn't do anything bad. I mean, they just got bounced out to the right because of the gas that they were getting off Scallywag.
And that cheeky little Alive will just slide in underneath them here. Nicely done.
Yep. And so interesting that Wild Oats is still using that furling jib, a little bit bigger jib, lighter air jib, where Scallywag is just using their all-purpose off the forestay. And Oats looking pretty slow coming into this mark, Kilo.
Yeah, they got a little bit, took their foot out of the sand chew there, was it, I'd say?
That little bit deployed on the downwind sail. Now they unfurl.
What's the time? Oh, we didn't get the time.
No, we didn't get the time. We had a malfunction. We had a malfunction.
High budget.
So Alive just doing a great job, haven't they? They've been just on fire on these windward lures.
They know what they're doing, and they must be enjoying themselves, getting their nose clear of these hundreds.
Yeah.
So there she goes, Wild Oats 11 in hot pursuit. Bit of catching up to do. Haven't got any fruit on the table for this race, was it? We've got donuts and cream, and they're all over the Scallywag right now.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kremes.
Yeah, no, they're looking good. So we'll just watch this as they go down.
Okay, folks, we're approaching the bottom turn marks, and Scallywag's still got the lead and the donuts at this point in time. Although I think the Oats might have done a little bit of nice work inside them.
Yeah, it just seems to me, Kilo, that Scallywag overlaid. I was watching it, the way the boat was sailing through the water. On the other jibe, they were sailing it a little bit lower and slower, and this one they're sailing a little bit hotter, which would indicate to me maybe there was a little bit of an overlay and potentially giving a little bit of time away to Oats. And that's the second time that they've overlaid out in that left-hand corner looking upwind, but still got a very healthy lead. And let's see whether Oats can make it down in one, and that'll answer the question. I don't think Oats will actually. I think they'll have to do one more jibe and potentially maybe go around the opposite mark. The gates are pretty close to each other. Well, the boys are pretty close to each other in this gate. I'll get the time. I am operational this time. So Scallywag goes round. So definitely different modes. You can see at different times each boat is sailing a little bit hotter or a little bit lower. So just trying to understand what the boat likes with the sail configuration they've got.
Breeze a bit softer down here, Warwick.
Yeah, well, it's going up and down. Yeah, it certainly feels a bit softer right now, softer than at the start. Okay, so Oats coming in, Yep, and they're deploying out the other side, so that's a full jibe. We're at 42 seconds already. And I dare say they'll go to the left-hand mark looking upwind. Can't imagine it'd be quick to do a full rotation, but let's just see what the brain struck.
Scallywag predicted that, going to the other mark, and he's already put his tack in just to stay on top of that.
Correct. Yep, that's good. So we're over a minute. Minute 10, they're not quite around yet. And just bows at the mark now, turn the wheel, 115 kilo.
Okay, so that's the setup. Breeze is lightened down a bit, so Scallywag likes it a bit more pressure than this. And Oates will no doubt get that bigger headsail working nicely. Still, anything could happen here, was there? I don't think it's been locked away yet. There's plenty of donuts around.
Yeah, definitely. Do not rip up your tickets.
Okay. Okay, folks, we've got the camera on our leader, Scallywag, and we're just looking at a couple of bowmen working feverishly on getting that furler down. Warwick, it's not there yet.
Correct. We couldn't make out whether there was a problem with the furler or with the tack line, which is critical to get tension on the luff of this thing. Otherwise, they cannot unfurl. Still very loose in the luff, Kilo, and they are only about a boat length away from the top mark.
Well, that could be a monumental if they don't get that down, because all they've got to do is make a clean rounding here and get it launched.
Still not nice and taut yet, Kilo. I can see it slowly coming down.
Yep.
But and still not really taut as they go in the tack, but probably enough to get away for them to get. Yeah, now it looks all right, just in the nick of time. But those two boys were fighting there for like a couple of minutes to sort out whatever issue they had.
I think it was all the drag, mate, from going to weather at that pace, and it just put a lot of load in the.
No, there was definitely an issue there, and you're right in that there's a lot of aero drag, and it makes it very difficult to wrestle that thing. But they had some sort of issue with the tack line, I think. So the deploy goes well. So that was, I think, they did one more tack than the Oates. Can't see. Go right. One more tack than the Oates up that beat. I've got the clock running this time. It was 1 minute 20 at the bottom gate. So on the final leg of race 5 here at Hamilton Island. Scallywag just getting their headsail down. Oates still approaching the mark. So a really good lead for Scallywag. So nothing tricky here. Got to get through a couple of jibes, a couple of furls and unfurls.
Well, they had a win the other day, but they had to throw it in the garbage bin because they lost a crew member, a GOB, and so that didn't count. So this will be their first victory, should they get it there.
Exactly, first official victory. So at 122, they've opened up the gap on the Oates. So at this stage, they've gained about 10 seconds on them. Oates setting up. Getting ready to tack. It's rolling into attack at the top mark now. Furling their headsail, and then they will, as soon as that's gone, yep, and deploy their downwind sail. We've got John O'Witty with the drone up there, operating from the back of the boat that we're on. So a nice set by the Oates. 2 minutes, so opened up a nice gap up that beat.
Yeah, that's really put the knife in, I think, Warwick, for this one.
Well, let's not
put the
knockers on them. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, good effort so far.
Okay, that's the action at the top mark. Scallywag fans, very happy with that. So we'll get down the bottom and take you across the line. Okay, folks, Scallywag fans, rejoice, because there's our little boat about to take race 3, Warwick. What a good effort.
Yeah, fantastic effort, Kilo, and they had a moral victory a few days ago, but this will be the first official victory for Scallywag, rebranded Scallywag over the Wild Oats, and that will be awesome for them. They've been out, they've been trying hard, they've been testing and getting their stuff sorted, and there's going to be a happy bunch of people, big smiles on their faces.
There it goes, Scallywag. They get the Krispy Kremes on that one, was it?
They do get the hooter, and so that's a good way to finish the day. They were close to a victory in the first race, and but this one they've sealed it.
The official one.
The official one, and I reckon they've opened up.
It's a big lead now.
Big lead over.
Interestingly, Oates has got that smaller reaching headsel on, and I don't think it's helped them that much down here as it's got lighter.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting if you find out, you know, when that is in its optimum wind strength. But it's interesting that they go for a small sailor when it's a little bit lighter. But anyway, bottom line is Scallywag got there, and that'll be a really big boost for the team.